Shalom. Giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and salutations to you. I came out there preaching His truth throughout the four corners of the earth with truth and sincerity in your hearts and for the love of the gospel. All right, now I'm the brother Shamar Yah from GMS Gary, Indiana, coming at you with another lesson. All right, this lesson is going to be just a spiritual vent, to myself, and I'm just putting it on video, hoping it's edifying to the other Akim. The vent is about why we out there on the highways and byways. Man, I did a video earlier. Someone came up to us while we were at camp and asked us why are we outside, but more importantly about why are we outside. What are we doing outside? All right, we're attempting to wake up the nationality of our people. Okay? But more importantly, we're attempting to wake up the nationality of our people, right? But on top of all of that, we telling our people that they're walking in the wrong direction. And when I say walking, I mean like you're not following the laws, the statutes, and the commandments of the Heavenly Father. All right? And that's what I mean. I believe it's Isaiah 29th chapter. It says you should hear a word behind the 30 and 21. I said 29, Salakia. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 20. It says, and though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner any more, but thine eyes shall see thine teachers. All right, so though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, what is that? The bread of adversity and the water of affliction, all right, is going through hell. All right, it's basically, it's going through hell. All right, the bread of you eat your bread in adversity, and you drink your water while being in affliction. Yet shall not your teachers be removed in the corner anymore. In the ancient world, our teachers were removed in the corner. All right, our teachers were removed in the corners because they were put in prisons. They were put away. All right, who are our teachers? The priests, the people that the Lord was dealing with, the prophets, man. Those are our teachers. The prophets were removed from the streets, man, from teaching, by putting them in prisons. Many times in the scriptures have men of the Lord have been put in prisons. Right? And that's how they've been removed in corners. But this time it says that should not be removed in the corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thine teachers. All right? It says, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. All right? When ye turn to the right hand, when ye turn to the left. All right, so the point being is, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee. So it lets you know that you're walking in the wrong direction. All right, so you're walking in the wrong direction. And it says, this is the way, walk ye in it. Meaning what? The laws, the statutes, and the commandments, man. Walk ye in the ways of the laws, statutes, and commandments. All right? That's the whole reason why we're out there on the highways and byways, is to teach our people what the laws are, what the laws, the statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father are. All right. Going to get the book of Jeremiah 3 and 15. I believe it's 3 and 15. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 15. It says, and I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. All right. So What does a pastor do? A pastor is a man who Salakia. A pastor is a shepherd that leads sheep to graze. All right, a pastor is a shepherd that leads sheep to graze. All right, when sheep go and graze, they graze on the good of the land. That's what a pastor is. So pastors is those that cause people to go and eat. And what are we eating? The words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. All right, and it says, "I will give you pastors according to my heart." So the Lord is going to give us pastors according to His word, because the word heart goes into the mind. All right, so the Lord's giving us pastors according to His heart. All right. Excuse me. It says, "Which shall feed you." So when pastors go and lead their flock to graze, what is the Lord going to feed us with? The Lord going to give us leaders to feed us with knowledge and understanding. All right, which is these scriptures. Okay, which is wisdom, which is going to teach us wisdom, and that's what He has done by raising up the elders of Great Millstone. All right. With that, I can get Jeremiah 6:16. Jeremiah 6:16. "Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein." All right, it says, "Also I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken." All right. So basically, it says, let me read it over. "Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the old paths." So stand ye in the ways where the prophets are, man, and ask for the old paths. So what is the old paths? The old paths is, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. So what is the? I'm actually going to get it. I believe it's in the book of Job. I think it's 8:8 or 6:6. It's the book of Job, chapter 6:6. What's 6:6 say? It must be 8:8. There it is. This is Job chapter 8, verse 8. It says, "For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to search for their fathers." The former age being of the ancient world. Prepare yourself for the ancient world. It says, inquire. The word inquire, to ask. Basically to ask, man, to seek. All right, so seek of the former age. Of when? Of the time of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man, when they served the Lord. All right? Because when wickedness walks about the earth, the practices are lost. So you gotta inquire of the former times beforehand. It says, "And prepare thyself to the search for their fathers." See, it's the same thing. It says, "For we are but of yesterday, and know nothing, because our days upon the earth are a shadow." When it says we are of yesterday, meaning we haven't been on the earth long enough to know the mind of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So we're supposed to search it in the records and we know nothing, because our days upon the earth are as a shadow, meaning they're very short. They're just a vapor. What is a man's life? Verse 10. It says, "Shall not they teach thee, and tell thee, and utter words out of their heart?" See? Shall not they teach thee? The word, the ways of old. Shall not the ways of old teach you what to do and how to do it? You know, that's the same way. That's the same way it's talking about in Jeremiah 6:16. It says, Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the old paths." The old paths about how our father raised raised up Israel. What were the ways that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob walked, our forefathers? It says, "Where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls." But they said, "We will not walk therein." So they know the good way. We're telling them the good way out of the words of the Lord, but they don't want to walk therein. All right. Also, I set watchmen over you, saying, Hearken to the sound of the trumpet. Now, the watchmen is the prophets. All right, the watchmen are the prophets telling you, warning you what's to come if you don't do what he said do. So the Lord said, I have set watchmen over you, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. What's the sound of the trumpet? The warning. The warning that we're giving you, the alarm. All right? We sound the alarm to let you know what's going to happen. All right? When we warn you. But they say we will not hearken. All right? Uh, like the book of Isaiah 58:1 says, it says, Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thine voice like a trumpet. See, that's how you know that the trumpet is our voice, and it lets you know that something is wrong, man. You got to tell these people and warn them. All right, we have to go out there and warn them. Lift up thine voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. So we have to go out and tell them what they're doing wrong, man. All right, and that's the trumpet, because the trumpet is an alarm to warn. And we're warning them, but they have to take. If they don't take heed, then we washed our own hands. The blood is off our hands. All right. That's the whole reason why we out there, man. Is because to do the same thing that the prophets of old has done. All right. This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 17, verse 13. It says, "Yet the Lord testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets." So the Lord testified against northern kingdom and the southern kingdom by all the prophets and by all the seers, saying, Turn ye from your evil way, and keep my commandments and my statutes according to all the law which I commanded your fathers. All right, and they did not. So that's a warning. All right. The Lord said, I testified against northern kingdom and southern kingdom and told them by all my seers and prophets, turn ye from your evil ways and keep my commandments and my statutes. And they said no. All right, so something has to happen for that. But the prophets washed their own hands. According, it says, and which I sent to you by my servants, the prophets. All right, and we are the prophets in the reincarnation. We stand in the same steed as the prophets of old, man. We're doing the same thing. We're testifying against our people. All right, saying, turn ye from your evil way and follow the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father. Now, if they don't want to do that, then the blood is off our hands, man, and they're going to suffer the judgment that they have chosen. And that's one of the main reasons why we're out there on the highways and the byways. All right. Now, Lord willing, I hope this lesson was edifying. Giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahushua for allowing me to do it. You know, and edify the elect. And until next time, I'm going to say Shalom.